Okay, so isometric drawing for a given question. In this, origin is on which side? Left side. So direction of x will be on right side. So let us first calculate how much is the maximum length, maximum width, and maximum height, and let us draw the bounding box. Okay. So maximum length, how much is the maximum length? 80 millimeter. Maximum height 45 plus 25, 70 millimeter, right? Then maximum width, again it is 70 millimeter. Okay. So on which side the length will be? Suppose this is the origin. Let us take, okay, let us consider that this is the origin. So on the right side will be our length. This side will be width and height. So with the help of projection line, we will draw, okay, the bounding box. L enter starting from this point. Okay. Now we have to convert our drawing into ISO mode. So change it to isometric mode and take care that our ortho is on F8. Okay. Ortho is on. F8 should be on. And we should be switching the plane. What is the command for switching the plane? F5. Right? F5 is the command. With the help of that, we can change the plane. Now in the ISO plane, right? How much is the length? 80 millimeter. You take that 80 millimeter vertical distance. How much is the height? 70, right? Again, length 80 millimeter, height 70 millimeter. Now width F5, change the plane, width 70 millimeter, height 70 millimeter, then again width 70 millimeter. Now again we have to change the plane F5, top plane. This is 80 millimeter and 70 millimeter width. Okay. Is this clear, the bounding box which we have created? Now if you observe this problem, the lower base is completely rectangle. Okay. So we can easily draw that portion. The lower portion of this object is rectangular. So let us start from the front view. The vertical distance is 25, then 80, again 25, horizontal, then this radius is 20. So total length is how much? 80 millimeter, from which we have to remove 40 millimeter diameter. So on this side, it will be 20 millimeter. On this side, it will be 20 millimeter. So let us start with this. So outline, starting from this point, L enter, vertical distance F5. How much is the vertical distance? 25 millimeter, 25 millimeter. Then horizontal distance 80 millimeter, again 25 millimeter. Okay. Then what we can do? We can draw a line here. Okay. This portion we have completely drawn. Now the semicircle we have to draw. How to draw that semicircle? What is the command? Ellipse. Okay. I enter. Select the center. This midpoint is the center. Then how much is the radius? 20. Okay. Radius 20. Then use trim option, TR double enter. Trim this, trim this, trim this edge. Even this edge will not be there. Okay, this portion is clear. Then whenever there is a circular part or a edge, there will be one edge, F5. Okay, change the plane. Don't try to end at this point. Extend it. Extend it beyond the edge so that later on you can trim that. Okay. Any difficulty for this portion? So we have drawn this. Now let us draw the complete base. So L enter, starting from this point. This distance is how much? 70 millimeter. Vertical distance 25 millimeter. It will remain same. And again 70 millimeter. Okay. Any difficulty in this? Okay. Now let us concentrate on the top portion. You can see the bottom portion is how much? 50 millimeter. Bottom portion is how much? 50 millimeter, and top portion is how much? 30 millimeter. So first, in this case, let us first draw the center line. Let us first draw the center line whose dimension is 50 millimeter. I will draw complete center line whose dimension is 50 millimeter. So with the help of center line, L enter from this point. This is the midpoint. Okay. How much is the distance? 50 millimeter I can draw. Okay. This is the complete center line 50 millimeter. Now, what I have done is I have taken 50 millimeter. So center will be at a distance 25 millimeter from one side. So this line will help me to locate the center. Suppose if I start drawing a line, this is the midpoint. Okay. So from this point, we can take help of this. Okay. Now let us first complete the top portion. Okay. So this distance is how much? 15 or 30. So from center, this will be 15. On the other side, it will be 15 millimeter. Okay. So what we have to do, I will take projection line, L enter from this point. Okay, I will take 15 millimeter. Okay, then change the plane. I will draw a line. Reference. This is just a reference line. Similarly, L enter from this midpoint. I will take 15 millimeter. Again, I will draw a reference. Okay, these just a two reference line. Yes. So we got these two lines. Is that clear? These two lines are there. And how much is the dimension? 50 millimeter is the dimension. So let us draw that portion. So I will take outline, L enter from this point. Total distance is how much? 50 millimeter, right? So on this side it will be 25. On the other side it will be 25 millimeter. Similarly, it will close to this point. Okay, that we can do it later on. From this point, this distance is 25. Okay, L enter from this point. Again, distance is 25 millimeter. Okay, L enter, close this portion. So we got the top portion of that object. Any difficulty in this top portion? Okay, so if you observe, ignore this slot at present. Okay, we are drawing the complete object. So 30 millimeter, okay, and length is of 50 millimeter, which is given here. Okay, so this length 50 millimeter and this is 30 millimeter. Now let us connect with the bottom portion. So here we can connect directly. So this is that inclined portion. Now on this side also we need to connect. So how to do that? For that, L enter from this point. How much is the distance? 50 millimeter is the base. So you will get a point, and from that point you will connect it. So you can observe that this is also inclined and at a distance of 50 millimeter, or from this side you have to take 20 millimeter and then you have to connect. Okay. Now L enter from this point. Let us take this distance. How much will be the dimensions? 80 millimeter. From that point again you have to connect this. Okay. And then you can connect this portion. So what we have done, we have drawn, you can observe that this portion is inclined, which is non-isometric. This is also non-isometric, the rear portion, and the other side also is non-isometric. Any difficulty in this? I hope this is very clear now. We have drawn this portion. Now let us concentrate on this slot. Okay. The slot is on the inclined surface, not on the vertical plane. So for that, in between distance is how much? 16 millimeter. Okay. So from this point, I can draw a line here. I'll select this, copy this as a base point. On this side, how much is the distance? 8 millimeter. On this side, 8 millimeter. Right? On both sides. I have drawn a line, and on this side, I had copied it, selecting this as a base point, 8 millimeter, selecting the base point, 8 millimeter. Any difficulty in this plot? This line was drawn as a reference, so I will delete it. Okay. So in top view, you can see that this slot is there. So this portion we have drawn. Okay. Only this portion. Now this portion we need to draw because it is on inclined surface. That's why this has been observed in the top view. Okay. So for drawing that, let us connect the center line. So for that, I will take center line, L enter. From this point, okay, we will be connecting the mid of this line. Okay. So this is the line on which this slot will be there. Is that clear? Okay. Now, how much is this depth of the slot? It is 25 millimeter. So on vertical, we have to take 25 millimeters. So you can take it from here. Vertical F5, change the plane. Vertical, the dimension is how much? 25 millimeter. So I'll take that 25 millimeter. Okay. And then I'll change the plane. Change the plane. Okay. Are you getting the intersection point? This is the point where the dimension is vertical. How much is that? 25 millimeter. Okay. Now, from that point, again, I will select outline, L enter. From this point, okay, F5. How much is the slot width? 16 millimeter. So on this side, I will take 8 millimeter. Similarly, L enter. On this side, I will take 8 millimeter. Okay. Then you have to just connect these 2 points, which will be parallel to this center line, which will be parallel to this center line. Okay. Similarly, on this face also, see here, TR double enter. This portion will not be there. Similarly, this portion will not be there. Okay. This line will not be there. This line will not be there. Okay. Now here also we need to connect that line. Yes, everyone please concentrate here now. See, so for that, again I will prepare a construction line. Dimensions 40 millimeter I will take. Half of the line, 40 millimeter, and I will connect with this point. Okay. This is the center line. If you see center line at the rear, this is the center line at the front face. Similarly, this dimension from this point to this point dimension is how much? 40 millimeters. Similarly, what I have done from this point, I have taken 40 millimeter, and from that I have drawn a center line. Okay, that is just a reference line. I will copy this line now. See how to transfer that point. Copy it, transfer it to this point. Okay, and now what I will do, I will select that line. I will convert it into outline. Okay, TR double enter. This portion is not required. This portion is not required, so trim it off. So can you observe this line is not vertical. This line is inclined, and for that we have taken that reference. Still one more thing is remaining. From this point, I will draw inclined line, right? Convert it into, actually it should be outline, and trim it. So that is the edge. This is the edge. Okay. Okay. One second. This edge should be at this point. Okay, is this clear now? I will hide the projection lines. I will hide center line. Now you check all the lines are visible. Now if I observe its top view, it should be somewhat like this, right? It will be these two rectangular faces, right? Then all four sides are inclined. So you will get all four sides inclined. Similarly, the slot. Okay. So same thing, you have to draw it in your assignment book also. Is that clear? Any difficulty in this? Okay, continue.